This week in Jamaica Now, it's extortion. Kingston pastor denies claim he raped the daughter of the church treasurer with whom he had a relationship. The corruption conundrum at the FLA. 2 senior officers have been dismissed amid a major probe, and the contract will not be renewed for a third. Death threats have been issued against the CEO and 2 former officials. Why a tax office had to be closed on Thursday. Security Minister says negligent cops will have to repair damaged service vehicles. Hurricane Harvey bears down on Texas, and a video that has gone viral.
Come Kingston for me! For me!
The police high command investigates. I'm Damian Mitchell, and this is Jamaica Now. The Kingston pastor facing sex charges for crimes against a pregnant 14-year-old girl has denied the allegation, saying they are part of an extortion attempt by the mother of the child. To help prove his innocence, Kenneth Blake, the 56-year-old pastor of the Kingston-based Harvest Temple Apostolic Church, has offered to provide investigators with DNA samples. His attorney, Abel Don Foote, says this should show that Blake did not impregnate the child. Foote revealed in court that Blake and the mother of the child were involved in a relationship. He revealed, too, that up to early this year, the woman was the treasurer of the church. But according to the attorney, the woman became bitter when the relationship ended and Blake stopped providing financial assistance. In addition, he said the woman could not account for more than $300,000 belonging to the church. Blake has been granted bail in the sum of $1.5 million, and a stop order has been placed on him at the ports. The Firearm Licensing Authority, the FLA, has fired 2 senior employees and opted not to renew the contract of a third amid a major corruption probe at the entity. According to the FLA CEO Shane Dalling, the situation at the agency is grave. The FLA has invited the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency to probe the issuance of firearm licenses to more than 100 persons of questionable character. That figure is now up to 250. Mr. Dalling has said many of the workers at the gun authority are corrupt, and he will be taking steps to transform the agency. And on Friday, the National Security Ministry issued a release saying the police have received credible reports of death threats against Mr. Dalling, a former FLA chairman, Dennis Wright, and a former acting CEO, Linton Allen. According to the ministry, the men have exposed corruption in service to the people of Jamaica. There was more terror in Clarendon this week with the murder of 4 people in 2 incidents. In the first, on Thursday night, 3 people were shot dead and 3 others injured when gunmen opened fire on them at a bar in the troubled racecourse community. Among those killed is a 13-year-old Central High School girl. 3 other people have been hospitalized. And hours later, 6-year-old Timothy Bassaraj was killed in the community of Farm as gunmen fired on his house. Little Timothy was at home with his mother and 2 sisters. Bassaraj was shot in his head and throat, and his mother shot in one of her hands. The sisters were not hurt. It's reported that gunmen were trying to find a man who frequents the house. The National Security Minister, Robert Montague, is warning negligent cops who damage service vehicles that they will have to pay for the repairs. According to Mr. Montague, the cost to undertake the repairs will be deducted from the cops' salaries. He was speaking in St. Ann during a ceremony where 4 new Suzuki Vitara motor vehicles were presented to the Area 2 police. Area 2 comprises St. Ann, St. Mary, and Portland. Each parish will get 1 vehicle, with the other 2 going to the Area 2 headquarters located in Tower Isle, St. Mary. Montague says the vehicles are equipped with trackers. The Crossroads Tax Office was closed on Thursday following the detection of smoke in the building. Shortly after employees turned up for work, smoke was seen coming from an air conditioning unit on the 1st floor. Firefighters who were quick on the scene said the smoke was caused by an electrical fire inside the unit. The fire was soon put out, but firefighters would not allow the building to be reoccupied until they carried out a thorough check to ensure it was safe. The Jamaica Teachers Association, the JTA, and the government are to resume negotiations after educators rejected a 6% wage offer. Georgia War Richards, the newly installed JTA president, said the negotiations only began last Friday. That's 6 months after the government acknowledged the teachers' claim for the 2017-19 contract period. But the Finance Minister, Audley Shaw, is urging public sector workers to temper their expectations. He says they should remember that inflation is just around 4% and that the government has increased the tax-free portion of people's salaries. Hurricane Harvey bore down on the Texan coast on Friday as the first major storm to hit that part of the United States in 12 years. Sustained winds had reached 129 kilometers per hour a day before landfall between Port O'Connor and Matagorda Bay. Forecasters have predicted 35 inches of rain and catastrophic storm surge flooding. A hurricane warning is in effect for about 1.5 million people, with another 16 million under a tropical storm warning. Hundreds of thousands of people have evacuated flood-prone areas. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, a video that has gone viral, a recording the police high command is investigating involving cops at the Constant Spring police station.
They go straight up at the commissioner office. They go call Mr. Taylor now, because me want to know the set for them tell you to take for me if you not stop doing it. Why you abuse your office? As we come here, you start, me can't get to eat my food in peace. Me can't get to breathe on the compound because of you. Me want to know what kind of authority you have. Why you behave and abuse your office? Why you take set for me for?
And I'm asking you to
Why you take set for me for? What me do? What me do? What me do from me come here, you tell the police and to tell a lie, come Miss Green. What is it that I have done? Why I can't survive in the JC because of you? What me do? What is it? What me do, Miss Green? What me do you? What me do you? Me not do you nothing at all. Why you take set for me for? Me fed up and tired of you. Me wonder if the commissioner can transfer you from yourself. Every day I come in, you text set for me. Stop text set for me, because when you run and you get around us with chambers, we never run there pass with you. You tell us set for me. Every day I come in, you text set for me. I can't take it no more. Yeah, let's serve someone's for me for go out of the room and I don't do no more. Stop text set for me. I'm not stop text set for me. I'm not resign. Because you tell me say you're going to demote me, you're going to make me get in trouble. I'm a criminal. And every day I come here, you text set for me. You text set for me for me sending you sick leave from Friday. And as I come here, you start text set for me. Me can't take it no more. I'm in a business where you are right. Because you no more place than the JSF than me. Because you're going like you have more place than nobody else. Come text set for me. Don't tell us set for me. Run, tell us set for me.
Rose, explain.
Come text set for me.